This video will take you through the steps to create something similar to the Zendala you see here. You will need a standard letter-size sheet of paper, a ruler, pencil, and protractor to start. I will show you the pens I use for the narrow lines and then thicker lines later. Please take your time and pause the video as needed. First, we need to make our paper 8.5 inches square. So we're going to make 2 marks and then draw a line across. Then we're going to make a diagonal line corner to corner for each to make an X across the page and to find our center. Then we're going to find the halfway point on 2 sides of the page, so 4¼ inches. And then draw a line from there through the center right across to the other side for both of these lines. And now we have 8 pieces on our paper. For this next part, we're going to use a protractor. So set it for a small size, put the point at the intersection of all your lines, and make a small circle. I find it easiest just to twist the paper. And make your protractor a little bit bigger, and repeat that, make another circle. And then make the protractor large enough to almost reach the edge of the paper. And do your final circle. You may find it easier just to chop off that extra bit of your paper as well to make it square. Using a black fine-tipped pen, start drawing petal shapes centered over each pencil line inside the small circle. I'm doing this fairly quickly, so you can take your time and do this nice and neat. I'm not too worried here about it being absolutely perfect, because nothing in nature is perfect anyways. You can add something in between. I'm going to add a small dot just to give that space a little bit of something to draw your attention. And then I'm going to go over the pencil lines to emphasize that circle. Next, I'm going to make another petal-like shape between the pencil lines of the next circle. Then I'm going to add a small circle on the tip of each of those petals, and then right across the pencil line in between. Next, I'm going to just eyeball the center of the line above that, and then make a pointed shape back towards the center. As you can see, I'm just going on either side of the other petal shapes that I've already made. So there's a continuous line all the way around. Again, don't worry about how perfect this is. Just do your best with finding the center of the line and making the shape back down towards the petal. I think it would look nice if I added an arc shape around the circles. growing the circle outward from the center. And then let's add another arc over the other little circles in the middle. And connect those all the way around. And then let's add a second line over the first arc that we made. Now let's add another petal shape between these points. This time I'm going to have these stop at the intersection of that second circle and then the point where the straight lines are going through. Then I'm going to ink over the pencil line of this circle as well. This isn't necessary, you can, it's just however you feel you would like it to look. The next step is to draw a curved line from the outside circle down to the tip of the pointy petals. As you can see, I'm going where the straight lines are intersecting that circle. Then we can go around the other way to complete a leaf shape. Notice how I'm turning the paper that I've just drawn on away from me, again, just so I don't smudge the ink. Now I want to make these look more like leaves, so I'm going to add some lines that'll kind of give the impression of the veins of a leaf. I'm not too worried about it being perfect. Just randomly adding these lines in here all the way down, back towards the center. Now I'm going to go over the center line, again copying over the pencil line that was there to indicate the center vein of the leaf. Now I'm going to add a couple of lines in between each of these leaf shapes. Trying to make them not all identical, but curving up into that empty space to fill that up. And I'm going to add a small circle to the end of the tip of each of these. You can be more elaborate if you like and add some little petals onto these if you want. As you'll see in the example that I give, I fill those all in at the end. Then I'm going to add a little circle about the same size on the tip of each of these leaves as well. Then I've decided to add a wavy line all the way around, following along the path of the pencil line and attaching it to the top of each of the leaves below the little circles. Remember to keep turning your page. It just makes it easier to make your hand movements very similar each time. Then I'm going to go along beside that wavy line that I've just made, about the width of the little circles. Try and make a parallel path with this line. So the width of the space there is very similar all the way along. Next, I'm going to fill that space with a row of small circles going all the way around. Be sure to take your time and touch both edges of the line and touch your new circle to the one right beside it. As you work away at this last step that I'm showing you, I'm just going to talk about what you're going to do next. If you find that this is all the pen marks that you want, you can erase all of your pencil lines, and then you're ready to do a finished project. And I'll show you some different options that I have. I use a thicker pen, like this one here, and you can go over some of the lines to highlight some of it. Another option is just to color it in. I've used markers here. Or here's some different ideas of doing different mandalas using those same guidelines with the pencil. And here's an option with doing it with a marker. If you want to do some different sizes, this is something that I buy at an art supply store. There's 4-inch and 6-inch tiles that are white, or you can buy colored pieces. Here's an example of a gray and a tan color that I have used in the past. And here are some small Zendalas that I've made and then mounted onto small blocks. This one I call Words to Live By. I'm a skating coach, so I created this one called Coaching Philosophies. And this last one I call Family Values. And these are on blocks, so you can rotate them and have them sitting on a shelf to inspire you with your daily words. Here's an example of the circles that are drawn onto a gray tile. These tiles are a little bit thicker paper and a little bit nicer to work with than a piece of normal paper. And here's another little Zendala that I did. I'm not quite finished. And another one that's 6 inches that I'm working on. I hope you enjoyed this little project and it gives you ideas of other ways that you can be creative. You can look me up on Facebook at the address above for more ideas or to contact me to set up classes. Thank you.